There is physical effort involved in riding a motorbike, so it does help to look after the body once the ride is over. A heavy helmet, fixed positions in the body, and using muscles a certain way to help stabilize the body can all contribute to sore muscles and tense joints. So jump out of your gear and take a few minutes with me now just to stretch your muscles out. Welcome, my name is Claire. This is self-care for bikers using yoga as a basis. There's a lot going on in the body when we ride, namely the neck, shoulders, hips all need a little bit of release after a bike ride. So when you're ready, come and join me on the floor. Make sure that you're comfortable in your seat. So I'm sitting cross legs, you can kneel, or if you want to do this from a chair, that's also an option. For a little later, it might be handy to have a blanket available or a cushion if you don't have a blanket. And an option is to use some yoga blocks as well. Don't worry if you don't have blocks because I'll offer you an alternative. This is a short practice. I specialize in yoga-based self-care with the emphasis on keeping practices short, simple, and suitable for all body types. So let's start now with the neck. So once you've found a comfortable seat, take a few moments to draw your awareness into your body. So soften the gaze and start to connect with your breath. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. And take another like that. Deep breath. And then let that go. Begin to draw your awareness into your neck as you lift the head a little. Bring the chin parallel to the floor and dip your left ear to your left shoulder. Now keep those shoulders as relaxed as you can. Just allow them to release there with gravity. See how this feels. Now you always have the option, if you'd like to use your hand on the other side of the head. Don't pull, but the extra weight of your arm might help you get a little deeper into that stretch. Now we're just looking for a little sensation here. Depending on your tightness, this might feel quite strong. Just after a stretch. Okay, let's begin to move the chin in towards the chest, maybe over towards that shoulder. And I'm going to keep my hand on the back of my head there just to help with the stretch. So see how this feels. And then I'm going to invite you to move from that first position. So lift the chin and then coming back down, bringing the chin towards the shoulder. And you keep going there, just noticing how that feels. If you notice a tender spot that you'd like to spend a little more time with, then just pause there, just working into whatever you're feeling. And then with your next exhalation, let that go, bringing the chin into the chest. You can release the arm, keep the head down for a moment, and then begin to lift the head. And let's do the other side. So right ear to right shoulder. Again, just focusing on gently releasing the shoulders there. Option to use your arm on this side. And notice how that feels. And notice the jaw. So sometimes we tense the jaw as we do this. So see if you can keep the jaw nice and relaxed. Okay, let's take the chin over towards the chest and then around to the shoulder. And see how that feels on this side. And just as before, you can begin to move, so lifting the chin back up to that first position and then slowly bringing the chin in towards the shoulder. You can keep that going. And this really is about whatever tension you're feeling. So if there's any tender spot that you'd want to pause in, then do that, just working gently into what you're feeling. All right, next time you exhale, you're going to release your arm. If you're using the arm, bring the chin in towards the chest. So here, be nice and gentle. Interlace your fingers behind your head and see how that feels, releasing the elbows down by the side of your face. Just taking a little bend there at the neck. You might feel this coming down your spine. Take one more breath into that and then release the arms, slowly lift the head. And you're just going to trace some arcs now. So going over towards the left, trace a downwards facing arc. And when you get to the right, going back down the same way. Let's do a few more of those. Okay, finishing there over the left shoulder. Bring your head back to center. So last time you gently lift your chin. So this isn't about going as high as possible. You're just trying to open the throat there, open under the chin. Just see how that feels. If this doesn't feel right for your neck, then please come down. Okay, taking one more breath into that. We exhale our way back to center. Good. Now you're going to transition to the floor now. We're going to get into the shoulders. So what you're going to do here is come down onto your front. All right, so I'm going to show you my back view first. Bringing your right arm out at a 90-degree angle. You're going to curl your left arm in and you're going to start to roll onto that right hip. So you're trying to squeeze the back of the shoulder there. So this is what it looks like from the back view. I'm going to turn around now so that you can see what I've done with my left arm. So that left arm is there for support and you press into the left hand and so that's your control. You can bring the head down towards the floor. We're just looking for a little squeeze here, maybe a bit of a stretch on the front of the shoulder. And that leg that's hanging in the air, you can keep it up like I have here, or if you're comfortable bending the knee, bringing the foot to the floor. You organize your leg however is comfortable for you. So let's take a couple more breaths into this stretch here. Keep the jaw relaxed. Okay, and then slowly release onto your front and you go to the other side. So this time you bring the left arm straight out there. I'm going to turn around so I can face you. And using your right hand now for support, you guide your way onto your left hip and start to feel a bit of a squeeze possibly around the shoulder or maybe a stretch on the front of the shoulder. Just notice a difference between both sides. There's a lot of tension that's held through the shoulders when you're on a bike. So breathe there into everything you're feeling. Last breath. Okay, and then slowly ease your way onto the front of your body. And you can use your hands to press yourselves up into a bit of an extended child's pose. So come through your all fours position, separate your knees and ease your hips back towards the heels. If they don't go there, that's fine. You can stay with the hips up and you creep your fingers away, stretch your arms, and we're stretching right underneath the arms there, bringing the forehead towards the floor. Try not to force anything here. Give your body to gravity so gravity can do the work for you here as you let go through the shoulders and breathe into everything you're feeling here. Nice deep breaths into the back of the body, sides of the rib cage. Okay, last exhalation there, and it brings you back through your all fours position. So here you may find it helpful to take a blanket or a cushion and place it underneath your knees, as we're going to come into a bit of a lunge position. So let's start by placing the blanket underneath that right knee, and you're going to encourage your left foot forwards. Come into that lunge position. You can lean into your elbow there, just placing the forearms on top of that leg. If you have blocks, you can lean onto the blocks. Or you may feel comfortable bringing your hands to the floor. So why we're doing this is we're trying to open through the hip flexors. So they sit on the front of the hip. So we're trying to open up for now that right hip on the front. So this left hip, you can play around by bringing the knee out or in and just see what suits your body. You're just trying to get a little bit of a stretch. So again, give in to gravity here, letting the hips come down. And breathe into everything you feel. So you're likely to be higher up if you're using support. If your hands are on the floor, then you would be closer to the floor. All right, so it takes time and patience just to get those muscles to slowly release. If you think about the position that you were in on your bike, those hip flexor muscles were actually contracted and closed. So this is just helping to open them up. Now have a little sway through the hips for these last few moments, so kind of rocking side to side, and notice how that feels. Now, if this feels particularly painful, then please ease off just a touch. You want to stay away from any sharp shooting pain. Okay, so let's take one more breath into that. Okay, and then we're going to come up and we're going to change sides. So ease your way back. Bring that blanket underneath your left knee now and take your right foot forwards. And so play around as you bend in there. You can rest your arms above your knee. Maybe that's your position on this side. Use your blocks or bring your hands to the floor. Okay, so we're focusing now on those hip flexors through that left leg. So sync with gravity here. It can feel quite intense, so take it to a place that suits your body. Play around with that knee, so shifting it in and out just to notice any effect there through that right hip. And breathe there into everything you can feel. And then have a little sway through the hips. So come back to that rocking. And remember, if this doesn't suit your body, you don't have to do it. This is really about doing whatever feels right for you, just so that you can stretch out your muscles here. Let's take one more breath into that. And then start to lift your hips. You're coming back through your all fours position. All right, and you may find it helpful to keep that blanket or cushion. The last position, you're going to sit down. So come down onto your sit bones, and you can use as plenty of padding that you need here to be comfortable in the back area. We're going to start by bringing that right leg forwards and curling that left leg in. Take your time here. We're trying to get into the hamstrings now, opening the back of the leg. You might feel the calf muscle as well. So you're bringing your body forwards. And if you're upright, that's absolutely fine. That may be as far as you're going, and you can curl your head in. And you're just trying to relax through the back here. So creating a little bit of a round. Everybody's different, and the back will find its way down or it will stay upright. So wherever you are here, take a couple of breaths. Soften the jaw. Let the shoulders go. Let the arms feel heavy. And then start to curl up through the spine. Once you're upright, change sides. So curl the right leg in and the left leg comes out in front of you. And you notice how your body responds with this side. And you find your way down, bending the chin in towards the chest and allowing your spine to take you as far as it wants to go. Give in to gravity here. Let go of those shoulders. Let go of the head if that feels okay for your neck. Let's take one more breath into this. Okay, and then you're going to curl your way slowly back up again. So we've got one more stretch to go before we finish with a tiny little bit of hip movement. Let's open up into a bit of a dragonfly. So this is called dragonfly, where you take your feet out to the sides. Now I'm starting here with bent knees because this may feel more comfortable for you. See how you feel as you begin to shift your weight left to right. You may want to place your hands on the floor or maybe place your hands on your legs. Now, if you find that you have the urge to straighten your knees, then let that happen. Or if your knees want to stay bent, that is okay too. Everybody's different. Every body is different. Now, as I shift my weight left to right, my knee instinctively bends, so I'm letting that happen. This is just another way of getting some stretching going down through the legs. And if you've got tightness through your inner thighs, then you might feel it there. Or still in the back of the legs, around the hamstrings. It could even be around the sit bones, another area of the body that tends to tighten when we're on a bike. Okay, let's do a few more of these. Keep that shift left to right. And then you're going to hold your stretch, slow that down. Wherever you are, coming back into a little bit of a forward fold. Try to relax as best you can through the shoulder blade area, around the shoulders, up into the neck and the head. Again, this isn't about forcing your way into a position. It doesn't matter how low to the floor you get. This is about feeling a stretch. Okay, so let's take one more breath there. And then as you exhale, work your way back up to a seat. And the little hip movement that we're doing is placing the feet in front of you. Separate the feet a little more than you usually would. Lean back on your hands. And you're going to lower the knees down to the left and then lift up and go down to the right. And you're going to keep going. Encourage your knees down. Let the hip lift. And this is just helping to ease out any tightness that's sitting around the hip sockets. You might feel it go down the legs or even up into your lower back. Okay, let's do a few more of these. Remember to breathe. By slowing down your breath, you help to relax your muscles. You help to calm your nervous system. All right, finishing there, curl your way back into a seat of your choice. Even if that means coming up into a chair, that's fine. And just take a few moments with your body. Close your eyes, connect with your breath. Notice how you feel after that little practice. And after your next exhalation, you can come back, open your eyes, and carry on with your day or your evening. You can do as much or as little as you like. This type of self-care is really about you. So I offered you a short little sequence there. Some exercises may have felt good in your body, others may not work so well. So really pick and choose what suits you and also the time that you do it. As short as 3 minutes can be enough to just gently work through that tension that has accumulated through your bike ride. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this helpful. Please like my video, and if you subscribe to my channel, you help my content reach other people. I'll see you next time.